My question to you is, why do you think he will call an Islamic-related terror attack terror, and he will do so before the intelligence agencies do so, but he did not do so in this case?
Well, Erin, first of all, let me tell you that I think every political leader is responsible for his or her statements and for any omissions in those statements. But I'll also say that I think part of the problem, a big part of the problem, is that there are members in the president's White House staff who believe in accommodating this alt-right movement in the United States and apparently don't want to offend anyone who associates with it. Now, alt-right, just so that people understand, is not a group of people who have certain ideas about tax reform or about immigration reform or anything like that. Alt-right is about white nationalism. It is about racism. It is about dividing this country. And regrettably, there are members of the president's staff who at least believe that this movement should be accommodated. And my point is that there's no place for this movement in American politics. And I think that's why the president has lacked clarity in some of his statements. Now, again, he's responsible, but we all know that the modern American president doesn't sit down and draft his statements, doesn't draft his own speeches. These aides are very influential, and I really think the president needs to start listening to the highly competent, highly professional patriots on his staff, people like General Kelly, General McMaster, General Mattis, people who have sacrificed for this country, instead of those who believe in accommodating people who are hell-bent on dividing this country, on excluding American citizens from the American experience.
And to your point, right, there's a lot of people who could have influence over a president, but at a moment like this, you know, one would think that what you actually say to the American people would be your own words and from your own heart. But you have said now in that answer, you said aides and you said members. You used the plural in both cases. So you think there's more than one person who supports the alt-right in the president's inner circle?
I do believe so, and they have been named numerous times. Obviously,
so who are they? Are we talking Steve Bannon? Okay, who else?
Steve Bannon is the most prominent. I think a lot of these ideas that you see coming from Stephen Miller are also associated with these groups, and that's unfortunate. And look, I'm not saying these people are racists. I'm not saying that they want to advance a racist agenda, but it is pretty clear that they believe that these groups should be accommodated. And look, I visited Normandy recently, Erin, where Americans went to fight against these kinds of ideas, and many of them died. I also recently visited Berlin, where a lot of these hateful, nasty ideas were born decades ago. We have always fought against these ideas. Those ideas are as un-American as they come. And for there to be people in the White House seeking to accommodate groups that advance these types of ideas is totally unacceptable. And I think that the president would go a long way towards improving his approval rating if he starts listening to others, not those that have taken him down this